Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Wednesdays live. We come to you live each and every day so you can learn about Luminess and ask your questions. But this is a live chat, so we want to hear from you. We want to know what questions you have, what's going on in your life, anything and everything. So we have YouTube and we also have Facebook. So hello, and I am Heather. And again, we are here for you each and every day, Monday through Friday. So when you're out there, say hello. We love to hear from you. Tell me where you are and what the weather is for today, where you are. I love to hear that because I'm in Texas and it is hot. It is so hot, so hot. So, all right, let's go ahead and get started. We always like to go over the basics. We go over the starter kit because we know we have so many people out there like that want to order it, have questions about it, or have it. What do I do with it? So we always go over that. So I love how we have such a wide range of people. So hot in Alabama, sunny and hot. Good morning, Veronica. Good morning, Pam. All right, let's start with our starter kit. Let's start with the starter kit. Here is, bam, this is our icon. And of course, we also have the Icon Pro and we have the Legend. So, and of course now the Breeze. So whichever one you have, they come with makeup. So it comes with the 2 bottles of foundation, Love, and blush. And the blush, we all know, is high pigmented. So it does, a little bit goes a long way. You only need a couple of drops and boom, you are good. And then the Love, you might not use that every single day, but you can mix it in with your blush. You can mix it in with your foundation. Like I love mixing it in with my foundation to kind of change that look. But we give you the 2 bottles of foundation because we want you to practice. It's a range of foundation. And so when you start to practice, make sure you are moving that stylus around, keeping it 4 finger widths away from your face. What's going to happen is when you first start, you're either going to do this or you come in closer because we're used to touching our face. So watch yourself in the mirror and just every so often check, bam, to make sure that you're 4 finger widths away and use that air. You can then airbrush water on your face, and that way you're getting used to pulling back on that trigger lightly. And you haven't even done the makeup. So that's just fun ways to practice without even doing the makeup. So definitely get it out and start practicing. Georgia, I bet it's hot. Hey, Luminess, how are you? Foggy in Monterey Bay, California. Monterey Bay, that just sounds pretty to me. Monterey Bay. And then Kathy on YouTube said humid in Alabama, and she's in New York. Hello, John. How do you mix colors in the Breeze? This is Joan. 4-day heat wave. Oh, Lord have mercy. Yeah, girl, we know I'm, again, in Texas, and yes. Humidity, we understand. We, last weekend, I went to the plate where they were doing some fireworks last week, and it rained, and we weren't prepared for the rain, so I was like, my hair was wet, all that. Do you know how humid, I think Kathy knows what I'm talking about, how humid it is when it's hot and it rained and you're like, and your hair's wet? My hair was like, because my hair is naturally curly. Indiana, dreary and muggy. Ooh. Oh, thank you, Judy. You're so sweet. So Joan, stay tuned because I am going to show you how to mix colors. That's a great question. And a lot of people need to know that. So we'll get started. So we are going to use Glow today. Good morning, Debbie. Hot, hot, hot. So what's hot? Like, what's the temperature hot? Because like Arizona, we were talking that got like 112 or something. And then like what's hot to you? I am going to use the blush, and I'm going to use the blush first. I'm going to do plum blush. Now, the one thing about plum blush, which I like to point out, and I am going to be using the Breeze Jones, so you'll see how I'm going to be doing this. The one thing I like about using the Plum is Plum normally goes with our darker skin tone starter kit. So if you're like the deep or the rich, maybe even the tan, you're going to get the Plum blush, maybe apricot on the tan. But in the deeper tones, you do get the Plum blush. However, I'm a fair and a medium kit, and normally it's like soft rose or tulip. However, I can still use this one. Why? Because airbrush makeup is done in passes. Your coverage is done in passes. The intensity of a color is done in passes. So if I was darker skin tone, I might use 2 drops or of the blush. But being lighter skin tone where I don't want it as much, I could possibly use 1 or mix a foundation or mix Love in with it. Does that make sense? All right, so let's go in. I'm going to do actually Glow first. Yeah, hot. There's a difference with Arizona hot and Houston hot. We can get up into the hundreds, but it's humidity too. Whereas I think I would die in Arizona. I would just shrivel up and die. All right, I'm going to turn my system on. I put my drops right in there. Boop. And now I'm going to airbrush underneath my eyes to make my eyes pop. Now, that being said, I want to kind of show you the right and the wrong way. So I'm going to do wrong, this side, right, this side. Hold on. This is going to be funny. Wrong. Right. Not very pretty. There. Okay. Makes sense? So now I'm going to turn this on. I have my drops of my Glow in there. I'm going to do it on my lid and I'm going to do it underneath my eyes. So if I was first starting out, the tendency is to spray too hard or to stay in one space too long. So if I was going to do it wrong, that's what I would end up doing. Okay? Because sometimes we actually try to close our eyes. That's going to create more wrinkles and crinkles, right? That's why we always want to leave our eyes open. We're not staying in one spot twice, but there is overlap. So under the eyes, especially, turn my system on. I will look up. When you're airbrushing, your stylus, your system always wants to be pointing at you, straight at you, okay? Don't airbrush to the side or just, you're going to be straight at whatever area you're using or spraying. When doing it under the eyes, I actually look up because that stretches this area for me. And then I can aim my stylus or my Breeze down a little, make my movements first. And as soon as I feel it, I'm moving down. I can go back and make passes. So in this case, I would do it that it's on. I can feel it. I would go and do this eye. I'm just pretending right now. And then I can go back and make another pass. Like that, okay? So I got my highlight. I got my highlight here, but it's dry, okay? I'm spraying so light, and you can tell the difference, right? You can, I mean, even though this one's obnoxious, you can still tell like it's highlighted here. But guys, this is like almost still wet. Like you can, ugh. Does that make sense? Does that help show, like, can y'all see the difference? Or you're like, oh yeah, maybe that's how I'm spraying. Do you get that? Talk to me, people, talk to me. So yeah, spraying too hard, closing your eyes. We want to see we want to see what we're doing. And so you can look up, that stretches that area. I mean, look how heavy that I spray that. Ugh. So I'm going to take that off. I'll take this off because I'm going to fix it. Is it good? I mean, is it helpful to see like the right and wrong way? Hey, Kristen, how are you? Where you can see the difference between where you're like, oh, maybe I am spraying too hard. When I do the lessons, because we do have small group classes, I always tell them to take a paper towel, fold it up, put about 5 drops of your foundation in there and spray the foundation. I mean, spray on the paper towel, keeping it the 4 finger widths away and all of that. Because what happens is we're retraining, and you hear me say this a lot too, we're retraining our brains for airbrush, right? This isn't traditional makeup. You're not going to put it on like traditional makeup. And so there is a little bit of a learning curve. And so I always tell people, I'm like, don't get frustrated the very first time. Guys, you weren't an expert the very first time you did traditional makeup, right? That's why we play in our mom's makeup, or that's why we have all those trial and errors. I'm going to do this the right way now. Because we're getting used to it. So this is a new way of putting on the makeup. So we have to get used to it. So don't get frustrated if you're like, oh, I did it one time, I can't do it. Girl, were you an expert the very first time you drove? Nope. Were you an expert the very first time you cooked? Nope. Did you burn the toast? Did you burn water? I'm not saying, oh, in a month or two, you'll be perfect. No, practice how I'm telling you to practice. Have patience with it and you will get it. Good. Judy's like, it did help. Thank you. Hello, Martin. Good to see you. Luminess said, I still burn water. I know, I do too. Actually, I'm getting better. All right, I'm going to do a little bit more because I wasted a lot when I did the wrong way. Look up, angling down a little bit. As soon as I feel it. Now, see, I did spray. Oh, so I just accidentally pushed down too hard. So if I did get a makeup tap, what are you going to do? Tap it out. So act on it quickly, and then you can tap it out. I feel like there's a hair on my nose now. And now I'm just using the glow as some of my pre-coverage. I'm all about making it as easy as possible. So normally you'll see me use either a peach color corrector underneath my eyes or X out or eraser or something like that. This time I used glow. Even though it is a highlight, it does have coverage. It is going to start blurring that coverage. So I just used it on those problem areas. Can you still see my problem areas? Oh yeah, you can. But it's starting it. It's getting that coverage. I haven't even done the foundation yet, so I know I'm still going to get coverage with that foundation too, right? So I'm going to powder real quick. And yes, I'm powdering before doing the foundation. Especially in the summer months, guys, if you get glistening, if you shine bright like a diamond, you might want to try powdering with our translucent powder first. This is our translucent powder. It's good for all skin types, but I'm literally just going boop and then dusting it on super light. You can do it all over, or you can just do it in your T-zone or where you tend to get shiny. Now, and I haven't forgot, we're going to show you how to mix colors, Joan, I promise. I'm going to go in. Oh, yeah, Cindy. Cindy loves the makeup eraser cloths. They do much better job. The makeup eraser cloths are amazing. You're correct. But guys, it's a makeup eraser cloth. You're not washing. I call them the lazy girl's way of taking off your makeup. So if you use them, it does take off your makeup, but still wash your face. And Cindy was saying that it's gentler around the eyes than than a washcloth, and that's very true. So Lori on YouTube just asked, do you use moisturizer before using the Velvet Veil? Yes. You want to put the moisturizer on. It doesn't, you can use any moisturizer that you want. Like I like a heavier moisturizer. So I use our moisturizer in our contour line. So I do moisturize first. But if you're using like our M1 primer, you would put that on first and then the Velvet Veil. Kathy is asking, please list what you, Joan, I will. I'll go back and list what I'm using with the links for sure. So just wait for that afterwards. I'll do that right after. So with the veins around, spider veins around the mouth, I would use, let me show you something real quick. Hold on. There's a couple of things you can use. There is the, our CC color correctors, or CC can, I'm like, no, Prism color correctors. And then also the concealers that we have, the CC concealers. Either one would work, not both, either one. So in a color wheel, you see this blue here. That means you're going to do the opposite. These cancel. I don't know if y'all can see my mouse, but probably not. The blues across from the peach and the orange kind of colors. So if you want to, you can get the peach color corrector and use that on those spider veins and around the mouth, or try the CC concealer. I like both. I use both. So that helps whatever issues you have. Always look at a color wheel, and that's going to help if you're using color correctors to help pick which one to use. Okay. All right. So now I have my blush. I have the Plum blush. I'm using it first, holding it. When you're doing blush, you can kind of come in a little bit closer, like 3 finger widths away. And actually what I'm going to do, I'll spray it on a tissue just to make sure, because I don't clean it in between each product. I just blow it out. And there you go. Now I did the blush a little heavy because I do want to show you how, one, we know it's going to bloom, but how you can, it's going to soften with the foundation. So I'm blowing the rest of that blush out. YouTube is asking some good questions. I just received my brow and root kit. How close when doing the eyebrow? So once you figure out what eyebrow you're going to want to use, you will come in a little bit closer when you're airbrushing it. However, Lori, look through some of our videos, and there is a couple that I did. I want to say I did it last week. I did use the root and brow, and I showed you how to use the stencils. You do not have to lay it flat on your face. You just have to hold it very lightly, and then work from the front to, or the inside to the arch to the tail, and it makes it so much easier, okay? But you can come in a little bit closer. All right, so now let's get my foundation on. Let's use, what should we use today? I think I'm going to use, where's all my, this is Rose. This is Rose, shade 4. And I'm shaking it up. Shaking it like a Polaroid. Is this the one I'm using? That might be empty. All right, so I'm taking my shade 4 and I'm putting a few drops in. Now, normally I'm a 2-3. Now, I have been tanning a little bit, so I'm a little bit more than a 3, but you just heard that I'm using a 4. Now, if you're mixing colors, like I mix a 2 and a 3, I'm actually going to put a drop of the glow in here to lighten it just a little. Hello, Miss Green. How are you? Turning on my system. I'm blocking. This is how you mix it, guys. Okay, so if you put both the colors in here, whatever colors you're using, block it, block the air, and then lightly pull back on that trigger. It's going to mix those colors in there. So do it a couple of times to mix it. If you're using the stylus, like the icon or the legend, same thing, drop, 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 turn it on, block the air, and lightly pull back on that trigger, and it's gonna mix all of that in there for you. It's the greatest thing about Luminess is because we're not making a mess. You don't have to put on one color and then another color. You can mix it straight in there. Okay, so starting in one spot. I love the smell of rose. I'm using Rose 4-in-1. We're excited, Miss Green, that you're here. Yay. And so notice, like, it's not a race. It's not a free-for-all. I'm just not going, blah, 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 and we're not covering every inch of our face. I'm making passes around my face. Two and four mixed foundation. Joan, what brow? Joan, email me at beautybar@luminousair.com. Email me at that address and send me a photo and I'll tell you. I can pretty much guess which one, but I like to see in person. Yes, the rose foundation. So I know we have several different foundations, but I like rose and silk. One, they have an extended line. Now, real quick, see how this blush is starting to soften, right? We have the silk 4-in-1 and we have rose 4-in-1. The rose 4-in-1 is medium to full. That's the one I'm using today. And then the silk is sheer to medium. So if you're like, hey, I could probably use some more coverage, then try the rose. It does not have a rose tint. It has Bulgarian rose in it, which is great for pores. So for pore reduction. So that's why it's called rose. And it also, guys, this is a misconception. Because I'm telling you it's medium to full coverage, that does not mean it's a heavier looking makeup. That just means it's higher in pigment, so you could get the coverage a little bit faster, okay? And making those passes, that same amount of pass, you're gonna get more coverage. If you're airbrushing the correct way, it doesn't matter if you do 104 passes, it's still going to look, okay, maybe 104 is an exaggeration, but it's going to look natural. It's not going to, it should never look heavy or cakey. I'm gonna use the New Naughty, taking a blending brush. And what do I want to do today? I think I'm going to go in with a light brown and just start that in my crease. And I started, when I'm doing traditional eyeshadows, I started doing my my crease first, because I do put foundation. I airbrush my eyes. I put some glow on there, and I use that as kind of my all over base color, and then I can start going in and doing some contrast. So whether you want to jazz it up a little bit or you know, go where it's super natural, you can stop at any point. I always like to show you guys how to kind of take it up a notch. I'm using the Ultra 3 right now. Is the rose better than that? Lynn, do you have sensitive skin or acne prone skin? I will tell you. And I'm going to be wild and crazy today. What? Look at that. Look at that. This is indigo, and my top's blue, so I'm going to use it. And look at that color, guys. Ah! Is that not amazing? I'm just going to pat it right here on my lid. Do-do-do. Do-do-do. Just sensitive. Then most certainly you can use the Rose. Rose is our cleanest foundation, vegan free, blah, 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 all of that. So it is a clean foundation. So yes, but it is like Ultra is for sensitive skin, acne prone skin. So Rose is something you can definitely make that jump to. I'm gonna blend this out a little bit. And you have to make this face. I want that pop some. I want it to pop somewhere. Wait, that didn't work. That was the wrong color. Let me get it up close to the personal mirror. Oh my Lord, there's so many. Hold on, I have to move my my YouTubers up so I can see the questions. Okay. Hold on, let me. Ooh, my hands. Let's see. My friends say Luminess makes me look like me. Oh, that is the best compliment. Kathy said, my friends say Luminess makes me look like me the way I'm supposed to look instead of the way of the world has me. I love that. It does take, I mean, guys, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to figure out, like, the fact we are not touching our face to do our foundation and, you know, whatever else we're putting on with Airbrush, like, you have to know that that's better for you. So we're not having that constant pull of the whatever, you know, the brush or sponge or whatever that we're using all the time. So of course it's going to make you look better in the long run, short run, all the runs. Okay. All right. So now I'm going in with a lighter color because you see that harsh edge. Well, this one doesn't have it, but this one here. So I'm just going to go in and kind of soften the blue and just soften that edge. Oh my gosh, I love it. It's not rocket surgery. I love it. I'm so still in that Luminess. I used the rocket scientist wrong one time, and my friend has never let me forgive it, or has never let me forget it. She makes fun of me all the time, but I'm going to start saying that to her now. I love it. So now I'm taking the blue and lining my eyes with the blue. Right underneath. Kind of going up a little bit here. Okay. And then now I'm going to go back with kind of a medium brown, not too dark. I want to kind of keep it on the lighter side because I'm using such a fun color. And back to Kathy's compliment that she gets, you know, it's so true because the one thing that what I think is such a good compliment is when people say, oh, you look so rested, or you look amazing, or have you had work done? When they don't know, they can't pinpoint that it's makeup, if that makes sense. So that's what I love about it, is the fact that they notice you. It doesn't look like you have a ton of makeup on. All right. So now we did blush. We did eyes. We're having some fun today. I'm going to curl my lashes. Right there. Good morning, Monique. How you doing? Oh, Lynn, what color should I try? I'm a 3 with Ultra, but tend to get a little dark over time. So Lynn, I would do the 3 in Rose is probably going to be a little bit darker, but you would go with I would say a 3 or a 5 in Silk or Rose. Those colors are a wash. Yeah, the blue is the click and play. I will go back, guys, and put those links in there for you. For sure. But yeah, Luminess just did the beauty bar email, and not the beauty bar email, but you can book a class with me. My only thing is, if you book a class, keep the appointment. But we do small classes, so I'm able to talk to everybody. We talk about what questions you have. There's even one, if you are thinking about purchasing, you can talk to me. I can tell you what shades to buy, which ones to get, what kit to get, all of that. So I'm going to add more mascara later, because with these eyes, you need some pop. And then I think I'm going to take, I need my shine on today. I'm going to take the Optics. Why am I going blank? I'm losing it. And doing a little bit of shimmer right on top of that blush. Right there. So I can perfect the look. And then I think I'm just going to put gloss on. Pam said the classes are great. Thank you, Pam. This is blush, just blush lip finisher. Gives you Mooey Shino. Lynn says she's 53 years old, but people think she's in her 40s, and she uses 8 drops of foundation. Girl, you got it. You got it. I love it. Let's see. What did Lori say? One day, just for giggles, I did Luminess on one side of my face and my powder makeup on the other. And wow, what a difference. Luminess rocks. Throwing the other one out. I love it. And I always say this, guys, that it makes I wish I had this when I was younger, because it's good for everybody. If you have daughters starting out to do makeup, Luminess is amazing. And I promise you that your life will be a lot easier, because if I had this, and when I was younger, if I had a breakout and I didn't have to freak out because I knew I had my Luminess, woo, so much easier in the world. So it's great for everybody. It is great for everybody. But yeah, once you get it down, guys, once you are airbrushing like a pro, and it doesn't take a long time, you just have to practice. But every time you use this, you're going to learn. I've been airbrushing for 25 years. I still learn. I still do fun stuff to see if it works. And I know what doesn't work. That's why I'm the MacGyver when it comes to airbrush. Christina, I use the rose. I actually go back and forth between rose and silk, depending on the coverage that I want for that day. And Luminess says, age, we don't know her. No, ma'am. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm going to go apply a little more mascara to make my eyes pop a little bit more, but this is going to be some fun colors today. All right. Thank you so much, guys. And I'll be here tomorrow as well. So come on back with your questions. Y'all were asking some amazing questions. Remember, we are here Monday through Friday, 9:30 a.m. Central Time. If you are on Facebook, make sure you like our page. If you're on YouTube, subscribe below so you get notifications when we're on. I will go back and put the links in for the eyes, for all the stuff that I used. All right. Check out our sales that we have going on. It's a semi-annual sale that turned over today. So make sure you jump on that, guys. You know we have some good sales. Lynn says, is your name really Lynn, by the way? That is awesome. I use the Ultra 3. I have yellow undertones. So real quick to touch on that, between silk and rose, the colors are the same because there's 18. All the other foundations that we have are 12. and they are a little more pigment as far as cool and warm undertones. So what I would do is, if you're a 3 in silk, or if you're a 3 in ultra, you're probably going to be a 3 in rose or silk as well, possibly a 5 depending on the tone. It works better if I can see you. So book an appointment or email me at beautybar@luminessair. Email me a photo, and I can let you know for certain. All right. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you tomorrow. Subscribe and like our page. Give me some emoji. I only have 6 emojis. Y'all better give me some more. Give me some more love. All right, guys, I'll see you soon. Bye for now.